Welcome, beloved friends. Today I want to talk about something truly powerful and uplifting, the doors that God is opening for you, even when you can't see them yet. Life can often feel like a maze filled with obstacles and uncertainties that can leave us feeling lost or discouraged. You might be facing challenges right now that seem insurmountable, or perhaps you're waiting for a breakthrough that feels like it's taking too long to arrive. But here's the beautiful truth. God is always at work behind the scenes, orchestrating your next steps and preparing a path just for you. So if you're feeling uncertain or stuck, I encourage you to stay tuned because God has a word for you today that will ignite hope and strengthen your faith. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you desperately wanted to see the next step, but all you felt was darkness? Maybe you've been praying for guidance, for a sign, or for some clarity about your future. It's during these times of waiting that doubt can creep in, whispering lies that we are alone or that God has forgotten about us. But I want to remind you, God never forgets his children. He knows the plans he has for you. Plans for hope, for a future, and for a life filled with purpose. When we look at the Bible, we see countless examples of God opening doors at the perfect moment. Think about Joseph, who went from being a slave in Egypt to becoming the second most powerful man in the kingdom. His journey was filled with trials and heartache, yet God was orchestrating every event for Joseph's ultimate good. He was preparing him for greatness even when Joseph could not see it. If God could do that for Joseph, how much more will he do for you? Trust that he is working in your life even when it feels like nothing is happening. In moments of uncertainty, it's easy to lose faith. But remember, God often opens doors in the quiet and in the unseen. It's not always about the grand gestures or sudden breakthroughs. Sometimes it's about the small steps of obedience and faithfulness. Every prayer you pray, every act of kindness you extend, and every time you choose to trust him despite your circumstances, you are setting the stage for God to move in powerful ways. Each step is a building block leading you closer to the doors he is opening. Perhaps you're waiting for a new job opportunity, healing from an illness, or restoration in a relationship. Whatever your situation may be, understand that God has not forgotten your prayers. He is strategically placing people, opportunities, and resources in your path. It may take time for you to recognize these openings, but rest assured that God is paving the way for you. Keep your eyes and heart open to the possibilities, for they may be closer than you think. In the waiting, it's crucial to keep a posture of expectation. God is not a distant deity who has set the world in motion only to step away. He is intimately involved in the details of your life. Every setback is simply a setup for God's greater purpose. He wants you to know that even if you can't see the door opening right now, you can trust that he is working behind the scene. Your breakthrough is on the way. It's just around the corner and God is preparing you for it. Have you ever experienced a moment when something unexpected happened that changed the course of your life? Those moments often come as surprises, often when we least expect them. That's God's way of opening doors. He uses unexpected events, challenges, and even detours to get us to the right place at the right time. Remember, it's not about what you see. It's about who you trust. Trust in the one who knows the beginning from the end and who has already paved the way for you. Let's take a moment to reflect on how God opens doors, not only for our benefit, but also for his glory. When we experience breakthroughs, we are called to share our testimonies with others, to shine a light on his faithfulness. Every door he opens serves as a reminder of his goodness, encouraging others to trust him as well. You may be a beacon of hope for someone else who is struggling to believe that God can do the impossible. Your story can inspire them to hold on a little longer and trust a little deeper. As you wait for God to open the doors in your life, don't forget to engage in the process of preparation. What are the things you can do now that will equip you for the opportunities that lie ahead? Whether it's developing new skills, deepening your relationship with God through prayer and scripture, or surrounding yourself with supportive people, make the most of this time. God often uses periods of waiting to prepare our hearts and minds for what He has in store. One of the greatest tests of our faith is learning to wait patiently for God's timing. The world may tell you to rush ahead, but God's ways are higher than our ways. He sees the bigger picture, and His timing is perfect. When you trust in His timing, you learn to embrace the journey, even when it feels long. Remember, delays are not denials. What seems like a setback might actually be God's way of redirecting you towards something even better. Think about the times when you felt overwhelmed and anxious about your future. Those feelings are common, but they're also an invitation to lean deeper into God's promises. He has not left you to navigate life's uncertainties alone. In fact, He is right there with you, walking alongside you through every twist and turn. As you put your trust in Him, He will provide the peace that surpasses all understanding and help you to focus on the good that is yet to come. As we journey through life, it's essential to be open to the unexpected ways God might choose to open doors. Sometimes the very things we pray for may come in a package we didn't anticipate. Trusting in God means being willing to embrace change and the unknown, knowing that His ways are far better than our own. He may present opportunities that don't look like what we envisioned, but are precisely what we need. Open your heart to the possibilities and allow God to surprise you with His goodness. God is always moving, even when we are unaware. In fact, some of the most significant changes in our lives often begin with a quiet whisper or a small nudge. He may lead you to take a step of faith that seems insignificant, but trust that each step is part of His divine plan. These small actions can lead to significant changes, opening doors you never imagined were possible. When you feel stuck or lost, remember that God sees you. He knows your struggles and your desires, and He cares deeply about your situation. Sometimes it helps to remind ourselves of the many times God has come through for us in the past. Reflecting on those moments can reignite our hope and faith, encouraging us to trust that He is still at work today. Your journey may feel like a winding road filled with ups and downs, but God is right there with you, guiding your steps. As you navigate the twists and turns, cling to the promises found in His Word. He assures us that He has a plan for our lives, a plan to prosper us and not to harm us. When you stand firm in His promises, you empower yourself to face whatever comes your way, knowing that God's plan is always good. You may be wondering, what do I do while I'm waiting for God to open these doors? One of the most impactful things you can do is to stay connected to Him through prayer. Prayer isn't just about asking for what we want. It's a way to build a relationship with our Creator. In prayer, we find clarity, direction, and strength to persevere. Keep talking to God about your dreams and desires and remain open to His leading. The act of waiting is a powerful teacher. It can refine our character, build our resilience, and deepen our faith. In those moments when it feels like nothing is happening, remember that God is always working behind the scene. Your faithfulness in this season of waiting will lay the groundwork for the blessings that lie ahead. Stay strong, dear friend, and know that your waiting is not in vain. As we embrace the wait, we must also remember to celebrate the little victories along the way. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a reason to rejoice. When we choose to acknowledge and celebrate what God is doing, we cultivate an attitude of gratitude that opens our hearts to receive even more from Him. Gratitude shifts our perspective, allowing us to see the beauty in the journey, even amid trial. When the doors finally begin to open, be prepared for the blessings that God has in store for you. He is a generous God who delights in giving good gifts to His children. Embrace the opportunities as they come and be ready to step through those doors with confidence. God has been preparing you for this moment, and He has equipped you with everything you need to walk boldly into your future. Remember, the doors God opens are not only for you, but also for the people around you. Your life is a testimony to the goodness of God, and as you step into your new season, you will inspire others to trust God. As you step through the doors that God opens, you may encounter challenges or obstacles along the way. Don't be discouraged. Just because God opens the door doesn't mean the journey will be free of difficulty. But know this, if He has opened the door, He will also give you the strength and wisdom to navigate what lies beyond. The presence of obstacles does not mean God's absence. Rather, it's a sign that He is empowering you to grow and develop through each new experience. Sometimes the doors God opens are not what we expected. You may have been praying for one specific outcome, but God's answer looks completely different from what you imagined. Don't be afraid of this. His ways are higher than ours, and His plans are always for our good. If the door before you looks different than what you anticipated, trust that God knows best. Walk through it with faith, knowing that He is leading you towards something greater than you could have ever planned on your own. As God opens doors, stay humble and give Him all the glory. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of new opportunities and forget that it was God who made the way. The success, the blessings, and the favor you experience are all gifts from Him. When you acknowledge that, it keeps your heart aligned with His will and reminds you that He is the ultimate source of your strength and provision. Stay grounded in Him, and He will continue to open doors you never imagined possible. One of the most beautiful aspects of God opening doors is the way it builds our testimony. Every door that opens is part of your unique story, a story that can inspire and uplift others. When you share how God has moved in your life, you become a living testament to His faithfulness. Your testimony has the power to encourage those who may be going through similar struggles, showing them that God is still in the business of opening doors and making a way. Let this be a reminder to remain patient and keep the faith. God's timing is always perfect, even when it doesn't align with our schedules or desires. As you wait for the right doors to open, continue trusting in His divine timing. He knows what you need and when you need it. And when those doors finally open, they will be the right ones, at the right time, leading to blessings beyond what you could have imagined. Sometimes, the doors that God opens lead to opportunities for growth and transformation. These doors are not just about external blessings, but also about internal development. God may open a door that stretches your faith, deepens your relationship with Him, or strengthens your character. Embrace these opportunities as they come, knowing that God is refining you and preparing you for even greater things. As you pray and wait for God to open doors, remember that not every door that seems appealing is from Him. It's crucial to remain discerning and seek His guidance at every step. Not all open doors lead to blessings. Some might lead to distractions or detours. That's why it's so important to stay close to God in prayer and ask for His wisdom. When you lean on Him for direction, He will show you which doors are His and which ones to avoid. God is not only opening doors for your future, but He is also closing doors from your past. There are times when we need to let go of what's behind us in order to step into what's ahead. Closed doors can be painful, but they are often necessary for our growth. Trust that God knows when to close a door and when to close a door and when to open a new one. He is always working for your good, even when the process doesn't make sense in the moment. As you move forward, don't forget to stay in a posture of gratitude. God's goodness is all around you, and the doors He opens are expressions of His love and faithfulness. Take time to thank Him for the blessings He has given you and for the ones that are yet to come. Gratitude keeps your heart open to receiving more from God and helps you focus on the abundance that He has already provided. In those moments when the waiting feels endless and you wonder if the door will ever open, remember that God's silence is not His absence. Sometimes God uses the waiting period to prepare us for what's ahead. He's molding your character, strengthening your faith, and deepening your reliance on Him. Each day that passes is not wasted time. It's a part of God's process. Trust that He is preparing you for the blessings that are coming. When the door opens, you will understand why the wait was necessary. God's doors are often connected to His promises. When He opens a door, it is always in alignment with the plans He has spoken over your life. Even if the path looks uncertain, if God has opened the door, you can walk through it with confidence, knowing that His promises will never fail. Keep holding on to his word, for every door he opens will lead you one step closer to the fulfillment of those promises. His word is unchanging, and his faithfulness will carry you through. Sometimes the hardest part about walking through a door that God has opened is leaving behind the comfort of where you were. Change can be daunting, but remember that God never calls you to stay stagnant. He calls you to grow, to move forward, and to trust him in the unknown. The door he opens may lead you into uncharted territory, but it will always lead to greater growth, purpose, and fulfillment. Don't be afraid to let go of what is familiar to embrace the new things God is doing in your life. As God opens doors for you, he may also call you to open your heart to others. Sometimes the opportunities he presents are not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. God uses us as vessels to bless others, to serve, and to bring his love into the lives of those who need it. Keep your eyes open for how God might be using the doors in your life to impact the people around you. When you walk in obedience, your blessings become a testimony that can inspire and encourage others. When God opens a door, step through it with boldness. Fear often tries to creep in when we're standing on the edge of something new, but remember that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. He wouldn't open a door if he didn't intend for you to walk through it. Don't let doubt or insecurity hold you back. Trust in the strength that God has placed within you and move forward in faith, knowing that he is with you every step of the way. In the end, it all comes down to trust. Trust in God's timing, trust in his plan, and trust that the doors he opens are for your good. Let go of the need to control the outcome and instead surrender fully to his will. When you trust God wholeheartedly, you'll find peace in the process and joy in the journey. Every door he opens is a part of his perfect plan for your life, and as you walk through them, you'll experience his love, his grace, and his faithfulness in ways you never imagined. Finally, know that the journey you're on is unique to you. The doors God opens for you are specifically designed for your path, your purpose, and your calling. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. What God has in store for you is tailor-made for your life, and it will lead you to the destiny he has planned for you. Keep your eyes fixed on him and trust that he will lead you through every door, every challenge, and every blessing that awaits you. Friends, as we conclude today's message, I want to leave you with this encouragement. God is opening doors you can't see yet. No matter what season you're in, whether it feels like doors are closing or opportunities are passing by, remember that God's timing is perfect. He is at work even when you can't see it. Keep praying, keep trusting, and keep your faith strong. God's hand is guiding your life, and the doors he opens will lead you to blessings beyond your wildest dream. As we close, I pray that this message fills your heart with hope and confidence in God's plan for your life. Trust in him fully and know that he is working behind the scenes, orchestrating your future and preparing to open doors that will lead to incredible blessing. Stay patient in the waiting, grateful in the journey, and bold in your faith, for God is faithful to fulfill every promise. Stay blessed and remember, God is opening doors you can't see yet, and when they open, your life will be changed forever. Amen.